And now I will tell you a technique that works so brilliantly and so beautifully. It was a total game changer for me. And you know what that was? I can tell you that in just one line. But do you want to know the reality or you want me to lie to you? It's up to you to decide. Hi, my name is Meenu. Welcome back to my channel. I understand, I know it's a valid question and it's a real problem. Many of my students face it. They come for my spoken English classes and they also tell me the same, that I get stuck. I want to speak but I don't get words. When I try to speak after a few lines or after one line, I get stuck because words don't come to my mind. So what to do about it? I know it's very difficult to find a solution to this problem, but I have done my research. I've got some 5-6 solutions for you, and these solutions are really very practical. I'm not going to tell you anything that's not doable. When my vocabulary was very poor and I had just a limited set of words, maybe 50 to 100 English words I knew in the beginning, I also used to face this thing a lot and I used to get stuck. But now I'm not getting stuck. I'm speaking in front of you. There is no problem and I can go on and on in English. But definitely it can never become as comfortable as your mother tongue. So definitely I can speak English for hours, but I will be definitely much more comfortable in Hindi than in English. I do get stuck even now. Sometimes even now I'm looking for words. Like right now I'm looking for words, and when a perfect word doesn't come in my mind, I replace it with some other word. That is called word substitution. So the first technique that I am going to tell you is word substitution. For example, when you are talking to someone, you want to tell them that I forgot to bring an umbrella, and umbrella is the word that doesn't come to your mind. You are struggling to recall that word, but you can't. Then how can you solve that problem? You can think of the associated word. Umbrella is associated with rain, so you can say that thing that protects us from the rain, or that thing that is used in the rain. Let's say you went to a dentist and you are telling about your visit to the doctor to someone, right? So when you are talking, you are telling them, I went to and dentist word doesn't come to your mind. So you can say, I went to a doctor that treats the teeth, a teeth doctor, or any fancy word or any difficult word. Or maybe even the basic words, if you forget, you can always replace them. Like in Hindi, let's say you don't remember the word takiye ka cover. In that case, you want to tell someone that put the cover on the pillow. Then what will you say? आपको तकिए का कवर अगर याद नहीं आ रहा है, then what will you say? That thing that we put on the pillow, वो दे दो, वो तकिए पे लगाते हैं. In the same way, you can use substitution for English words also. You can even ask the person who is talking to you कि इस word को English में क्या कहते हैं यार? What is this word called in English? This thing that we put on the pillow, we do that all the time in Hindi, in our mother tongue, that इसको English में क्या कहते हैं. So you can do the same thing in English. What is this thing called in English? Even the people who speak English fluently, they also forget words. They also speak like that, right? That is the first technique. And the second technique is make use of filler words or phrases. Like, let's say you forgot something. While talking, if you need some time, you take a pause. You can say, let me think. I can't recall this word. I'm not sure of this word. What I mean is, this buys you some time. So you get some time to think about that word. It's not necessary that you want to speak English fluently, that you will have to speak English fast. It's not necessary. Do you speak Hindi fast or do you speak your mother tongue fast? No. Speaking fast doesn't mean that you are more fluent. It's okay to speak slow and very naturally. You think that if I speak very fast, I will be able to impress the other person. No, that is not the case. Actually, the native English speakers or the people who have been speaking English for a long time, they don't speak very fast. They speak slow and very naturally. Like I don't speak English fast. I'm not able to speak English fast. But that doesn't mean that I can't speak English. I can do that. Actually, you know what the problem is? You have fear that I will make mistakes. That is why those words are not coming to your mind. You can easily speak and you can easily make the other person understand what you want to say. You have to convey your thoughts. Now the third technique. When I was not very comfortable speaking English, once I was talking to a girl who was very fluent in English. I used to think that she would not forget a single word ever and she would keep speaking on and on always. That day, what happened was, she was speaking to me and she forgot that Wringing clothes. What is the word for wringing clothes? That means nichodna, kapdo ko nichodna. That is called wringing the clothes, right? So she was telling me something that I find it really hard to now. She was now struggling for this word. That word was not coming to her mind. So what she said was, I find it hard to nichodo the clothes. She said nichodo in place of wring that day in the middle of an English sentence. I find it difficult to nichodo the clothes. And I used to feel if I do that, it will be so embarrassing. Actually, that was my fear of making mistakes. I think that I will make mistakes. That is why I was fearing it so much. But she, as a fluent English speaker, said that very, very confidently that I find it difficult to nichodo the clothes, that I was stunned that even this way people can speak like that. If you are struggling to find words and words are not coming to your mind, you can even do that and you can complete your sentences with Hindi words or words from your mother tongue. So you can very well do it whenever a word is not coming to your mind. Since you are a beginner, you don't have a very, very rich vocabulary, you can fill all the blanks with the words from your mother tongue like she did. So that was very, very helpful and that gave me so much confidence. I also started doing that. Whenever I would struggle for a word, I used to do that. I started putting some Hindi words in my English speech and that really helped me. And now tell me, when a child is born and when he's 2-3 years old, they know very limited set of words. When they know just 20-30 words, how do they communicate their feelings to us? How do they convey their thoughts? They tell you everything they want to by just their gestures, their body language, and those 20-30 words, but they are able to convey their thoughts. How? Because they have confidence, they have no fear, they have confidence, they have to just convey their thoughts. That is what you have to do. Whenever you have any problem, you can do substitution, you can use filler words, and you can use Hindi or your mother tongue words. And now I will tell you a technique that works so brilliantly and so beautifully. It was a total game changer for me. It really gave me confidence, and after that I never struggled that words are not coming to my mind. And you know what that was? I can tell you that in just one line. But do you want to know the reality or you want me to lie to you? It's up to you to decide. Now comes the fun part. Have you heard about that game, Dumb Share Arts? In this game, you must have heard of the game Dumb Share Arts. What happens in that game? There is a group of people. One person gets up and goes in front of the whole group. He wants to tell these people that I am talking about a movie. Now he can't speak. He is supposed to be dumb. He has to tell them by his gestures, by his body language. He has to make them understand that which movie he is talking about. So now with his gestures and body language, he is definitely able to do that because we play that game and you know that happens. So how is he able to communicate his feelings to the group? By only his body language. When a dumb person can share what he wants to tell them, we have a limited vocabulary. They don't have any vocabulary. So how this technique works? So there is actually no technique. The thing is, if you are given a challenge, your mind says, I have to do it come what may. So that becomes a challenge. Unless you challenge yourself, it's difficult to do that. You always keep fighting for words. So with me, what happened, I told you that was a game changer for me. How? I used to work in an office where I had to teach computers to students, right? I was supposed to speak for 2 hours with these children, and that too in English. But I was not very comfortable at that time. I didn't have much vocabulary. I knew how to speak in English, but I couldn't speak for 2 hours straight. I used to speak Hindi in between, and my boss asked me, why do you speak Hindi in between? You have to speak English continuously. That is the rule. So now I was in a situation that there was no way out. I was embarrassed when she told that in front of my colleagues that, Meenu, why can't you speak English continuously? It became a challenge for me and I had to face this. I really struggled for words for a few days, but since it was a challenge, I couldn't have come to Hindi. I knew in my mind that I would have to speak in English continuously. Then, after a few days only, I was really comfortable speaking for 2 hours with the whole class in English. That means, unless you challenge yourself, nothing is going to happen. So you are struggling for words, right? If you give yourself a 1 minute challenge that I have to speak in English and you set a timer, and that become, if that is a challenge, I guarantee you that you will be able to speak in English at that time. So you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situation. My boss had put me in a very, very uncomfortable situation that day. I used to feel that what would these colleagues think about me? What would those children think about me? That I can't speak English. I had to face this and I had to do it. So give yourself a challenge and start speaking with whatever words you know. And the best way to start doing that is go to strangers and keep speaking. Give yourself a challenge that I'm going to go to this stranger and I will definitely speak in English. And you can go to foreigners and you know that they don't understand Hindi or they don't understand your mother tongue. You know that if you go to them, you will have to speak in English. You can challenge yourself like that. And now, I feel very, very grateful to my boss that she put me in an uncomfortable situation. Unless you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, you will not go out of your comfort zone. You will have to go out of your comfort zone. So I would really if you don't want to try the other techniques and you want to try just one thing, just try this last thing, that put yourself in an uncomfortable situation and make it a challenge. Then only something is going to happen. Follow these techniques and tell me how you're doing. Share your progress. I would love to read your comments and I'll be waiting for them. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share this video with your friends and family. I will come back with a very, very nice topic as soon as possible. My good wishes are always with you. Do subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notifications so that you get notification as soon as I upload a new video. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.